So if you've never done something like this in your classroom, hopefully I can show you how simple it can be to use real-time video editing software using Adobe Express, which is free for teachers with templates. They've got a free media library, project ideas, etc. I'm gonna demo this project. We're gonna dig into Adobe Express, which reminds me of Adobe Spark that I loved when I was teaching, but the newest iteration of Express is really cool and really exciting. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm not gonna mess with the classroom setting, I'm just in my personal account in Adobe Express, and I'm gonna jump right into templates because I already have kind of a sense of what I wanna be able to do. I just know that I need a video template to kind of start with. And I'm gonna click here under type, I wanna check video templates because this is what I'm looking for. I'm thinking of like a vertical social media style video that is kind of pretty and incorporates the haiku like scrolling across the screen. I'm feeling inspired by a video I actually took last fall on a road trip up north. I held my phone out the window and I took a video of the trees passing by when the leaves were like peak fall color. And I love the video that I got, but what I'm thinking about after watching the haiku segment from Read, Write, Roar is the fact that it took me forever to get this video. It was really difficult to actually get a good video of these trees because we kept driving past street signs and other things that would obscure the shot. So now I'm thinking, gosh, if there were no street signs, I could have a much more beautiful video of trees, but also if there were no street signs, there would be no street and I wouldn't be driving past the trees. So it's this paradox of like, nature is beautiful, I don't wanna mess with it, but I also wanna be able to like see it and access it. And a lot of the modern innovations that we have are what enable us to connect more with nature. So thinking about urban sprawl and what Mr. Cass taught us about in the haiku episode. Anyway, I'm scrolling through some of these templates. As I look at them, it's showing me how long they are. So this is 7 seconds, this is 10 seconds. I don't really have a length in mind. Oh, I like the Earth Day one. Let's see. Oh, this one has a video that it looks like I can replace. There's like this scrolling background. It's 8 seconds long and it's got these two. I'm gonna jump into this and try it just for the sake of time. Customize template. It's for a TikTok video, which is exciting for me. That's where I'm looking to publish this eventually. And now I'm here on my sort of dashboard that I'm working with. And I've got my timeline for all of my content and what my final product is gonna look like. The first thing I wanna do is replace these videos and see how I like the tree video that I took in here. I have actually previously uploaded these videos, so I'm gonna go into my stuff, but if I hadn't, I would click upload, it would bring up a dialog and I could actually upload a video from my computer. If you do have students who are maybe using other devices, this works on a Chromebook, but if they're using their phones or iPads or something, there's an app version of this that you can use as well. I'm gonna go into my uploads folder and click and drag this video right to where I want it to be, and it's really as easy as that. Click and drag into the frame. There's my video content. So now I'm gonna have, when I press play, I've got, the trees kind of scrolling past, which I like. I don't love the funky music behind. That doesn't quite vibe with what I'm writing, but we're gonna get there. Next thing I wanna do is replace this background. So in this case, I'm actually just gonna click the button that says replace right here, and I'm gonna see if there's a video asset that they have in here for me. I'm gonna try free, first of all, because I am using a free account. Again, if you register for an educator account, you're gonna have access to a lot more free assets that are approved, and you're not gonna have any issues with copyright or anything like that. Again, for the sake of time, this is kind of fun because I can see that coloring kind of scrolling behind. I'm gonna click it and see what happens. Let's take this back to the beginning and see what I think about it now. It looks like it maybe zoomed in too much and so it's actually not working. But again, for the sake of time, I'm gonna leave it. I might spend a little bit more time in real life looking for a background, but I've at least replaced the sort of like scroll that fit the earlier template. The next thing I wanna do is replace the text because I gotta put my haiku in here. So I'm gonna write my first line, which is, we can go there. And then the thing that I need to do for this, my haiku has 3 lines, so I actually need to break this up. I like the idea of having it 1 line at a time. I think that is gonna give a different sort of impact for reading while the trees are moving, and there's like a movement in this video. And that's one of the conversations I would have with my students about like what makes this different from reading a haiku on a page, is that we can actually have a different impact and facilitate the reading by having the text move and having the video move on screen. That's one of the benefits we have to digital media. So the first thing I'm gonna do is shorten this text. Let's go 2 seconds. And then I'm gonna add more text. And the nice part about using a template is when I add, it's gonna match the font. And I can shorten to make it start right where the other one ended at the 2-second mark. And then I'm gonna update so that it has my second line, which reads, but we have to drive on roads cool. It's a little big, so I'm gonna make it smaller by dropping the text size, the font size here, so that it fits in the box. And then I'm gonna reposition so that it's in the same place. I love that they give me these guidelines so that I know where center is, so I don't have to do a whole ton of work or thinking to really make this effective. I'm gonna shorten this one to 2 seconds as well, because I like the idea of them being the same length. And then I'm gonna add one more for my third line. And we're gonna be able to have that cool scrolling effect all the way through. My last line is that shouldn't be there. And I'm gonna start it right where my other one ended. But again, I want it to be the same length. I'm also gonna take this video and make sure everything ends at the same time after I change my font size here. So I'm gonna drag this to the end of my text, and then I'm gonna make everything meet up right here so that I don't have any space at the end. Now everything's gonna end at the same time. The last thing I know that I need to do is replace this music. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this one, hit delete on my keyboard, and I'm gonna go into media. I'm gonna go back because I was looking at videos, but I wanna look at audio now. And again, there's a whole library in here of audio tracks that I can use. For the sake of time, I'm gonna choose something really quickly. Lush, chill backing sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see what it sounds like. I dig it. I dig the movement. I like the strings. Let's head back to the beginning here and see what we've got. We've got the background, video, text, music. Okay, almost there. I know what I missed. First of all, in the video, there's actually some audio that I need to get rid of because I heard someone talking over the music. So I'm gonna click on this video and actually mute that audio, but I know that my audio track is still gonna play. I also need to come in here and edit these, the second and third text lines, to match the animation from the first. So I've clicked on those. I'm gonna come in here with my toolbar and my menu. I'm gonna click animation and hit typewriter because that's what's going on with the first one. And then I want that to happen with this one as well. So now they all match. I'm gonna have a really cool typewriter effect through all 3 lines of the poem. I've got the audio figured out, background, video. Let's expand one more time, go back to the beginning, and see what I think this time. And I dig it. I think I might add a little bit of breathing room to that second line because it's a little bit longer, and same thing at the end so that it can kind of sit. I want the video and the poem to have a little bit more of an impact, but I'll do that on my own. You've seen me kind of work through piecing together this multimedia poem based on the video content that I already had. A lot of your students probably already have video content they can bring in to inspire the writing. I brought in the text. I've got my 3-line poem. I added a couple different elements. You saw me sort of iterate, and I think it's important for your students to understand, we watch the video along the way. We come back, we see what it looks like, and then we make some changes. I also would have loved to show it to someone else to see what they think and if they have any comments about what I could do to improve it. But in just a couple minutes, I was able to create a multimedia poem. So I think it's safe to assume that in your classrooms, your students could probably do this. They could absolutely do one. They might even be able to do a couple. And of course, we've got one step left in this project. At the end of day 5, we're going to share these. We're gonna have a showcase and a celebration and share our multimedia poems that we've made with each other in the classroom, maybe even with the world if you have a way to do that, and maybe definitely please with Matt from the Michigan Learning Channel. Here's my email.
This program is made possible in part by the state of Michigan and by viewers like you. Thank you.